safe, I might want to stay down here and defend it. Who knows what they could send our way. How's everything looking down here, son? Everything is clear down here. Is there any sign of enemies in the area? Nope, nothing but tumbleweed and crickets. That's a relief. What do you think they are planning? I don't know, son. I'm just doing my job. Why do you think that defending this briefcase is such a big deal? They won't tell us. When you say they, you mean our government, right? Yes, sir. I hope they are going somewhere with this. They won't be going anywhere with it if we don't comply with orders. It's a good point. You know, that sort of reminds me of the Vietnam War. What do you mean, son? I think we might have won the Vietnam War if the government had the help and support of the people and the soldiers. I was in that war, son, and it would have been a miracle to have the people on the government's side. When I fought in the war, it was only the heavy thinkers and those who thought outside the box that supported the government. They had a lot of faith in the government. Regardless of popular opinion, the government is filled with smart people. We, as citizens of the U.S., oftentimes connect people's opinions with their intelligence. You may say that politicians can do dumb things sometimes, but put yourself in their shoes. It's nearly impossible to please an entire crowd, and under pressure, you start to think a bit differently. It's true, I've never thought about it that way. We blame the government for a lot of our problems, but they're mostly false accusations. Because the government is run by... Correct, son. The government is run by the people. Then how is the government taking away our rights? People wouldn't want that. We've elected the wrong people into office. We don't stay on top of politics, and the politicians hide a lot from voters that don't do enough research. Really? That makes sense. Wow. When one corrupt politician is elected into office, the other politicians should see the threat and remove it. But when multiple politicians have become corrupt, they see the corruption as not corrupt. We sow what we reap. It's like growing an apple tree and expecting oranges to grow from it. And no matter what we do, we cannot change that apple tree to grow oranges. We have to cut it down and plant an orange tree. So, what does this all have to do with the Vietnam War? During the time of the Vietnam War, that's exactly what happened. We grew an apple tree, expecting oranges. But we didn't have time to cut it down and grow an orange tree. So, we tried to change the tree itself into an orange tree. We thought it would work, but it didn't. Now, the government at the time did make some wrong moves, like hiding a lot about the war to make us happy, and that cost the government controversy. But the ultimate problem was that we elected officials to office that we thought would solve the problems, but we weren't doing our research. The government had become a house divided, the country became divided too. The leader's role is just as important as the follower's role. The leader makes a decision that isn't as efficient as it could be. It makes it a larger problem when the followers will not comply with orders. The smartest idea with 10% support will be 1,000 times less efficient than a subpar idea with 90% support. Whether the government's idea was efficient or not will never be known, as the people did not fulfill their role. When you look at it that way, everything makes so much more sense. The country, not just the government, made some big mistakes during the Vietnam War, and we need to learn from them. Yeah, definitely. Anyways, we're on duty. Let's get back to work.